Indonesia is a land of breathtaking beauty, emerald rice fields, volcanic slopes, and clear blue waters. But beneath this perfect picture lies a country of immense complexity and many different sides. For every stunning volcano, there's the threat of it erupting. For every peaceful beach, the risk of a tsunami. The same powerful movements of the earth that created these islands also make them one of the world's most unstable places. Indonesia is a nation built on ground that is always moving, both really and in a way that means things are always changing. The country is a confusing mix of cultures, languages, and religions, spread across thousands of islands. Leading Indonesia means managing a place where a short boat ride can take you to a new language and different ways of doing things. Stretching over 5,000 kilometers in 3 time zones, its huge size makes governing a very difficult task. While the world sees a beautiful place for tourists, the truth is a daily fight against nature, long distances, and very deep differences. Leaders must deal with physical dangers and cultural divides, holding together a nation that, by all common sense, shouldn't even exist. This is the main problem: how to bring together things that seem impossible to unite. Indonesia's story is one of bouncing back and constant struggle. It's proof of how unlikely this spread-out island nation is. To understand Indonesia is to accept its contradictions, beauty and danger, coming together and being divided, always connected. Indonesia's amazing size, over 17,000 islands, makes unity a constant challenge. Many islands have no people living on them, while others, like Java, are among the most crowded in the world. Communities grew up separately, leading to unique identities, languages, and traditions. Indonesia is home to more than 270 million people, and over 300 different groups. The differences aren't just about food or clothes, they're about different ways societies are set up, different legal customs, and different ways of seeing the world. Language makes things even harder. While Bahasa Indonesia is the official language, most people grow up speaking one of 700 local languages. National rules must be changed not just in words but also in how they fit different cultures. Before the 1900s, there was no single group bringing these islands together. The idea of Indonesia had to be created and presented to people who saw themselves as Javanese, Balinese, or Bugis first. Leaders must balance the needs of hundreds of groups, each with its own interests and identity. Keeping unity is like solving a puzzle with 17,000 pieces that are always moving. The very idea of Indonesia is a new, delicate creation, one that must be constantly looked after. Indonesia's history is like a woven picture of kingdoms rising and falling, not one continuous country. The Srivijaya Empire in Sumatra and the Majapahit Empire in Java once ruled the area, built on trade and sea power. Majapahit's best time inspired the national saying, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, unity and diversity. Islam arrived through trade, mixing with local beliefs to create a special regional religion. By the 1500s, Islamic kingdoms replaced Hindu-Buddhist ones. These old layers of history provide both a reason for unity and a source of local pride and competition. Old loyalties and stories still shape politics and identities, making the job of ruling a united Indonesia harder. Indonesia's natural riches, especially its spices, brought European powers to its shores. The Portuguese arrived first, but the Dutch East India Company soon took control, using harsh methods to rule the spice trade. The Dutch enforced their control with violence, turning local rulers against each other and crushing any resistance. After the Dutch East India Company fell apart, the Dutch government expanded its colonial rule, fighting bloody wars to control the islands. The Dutch took a lot of wealth while doing little to help the local people grow. Yet for the first time, the entire group of islands was brought under one system of rule. The shared experience of being ruled by a foreign power helped create a common identity among Indonesia's diverse peoples. This unity, born from hardship, would later fuel the desire for a country of their own. Colonial borders and shared suffering became the unexpected base for a modern nation. The effects of colonialism are both a wound and something that brought people together. It set the stage for Indonesia's fight for freedom. The idea of Indonesia as one nation started to form in the early 1900s. Educated local people, inspired by movements for national independence around the world, began to imagine a future without colonial rule. In 1928, the Youth Oath declared one homeland, one nation, and one language: Indonesia. The Japanese occupation during World War II broke down colonial ideas and gave power to leaders who wanted independence. On August 17, 1945, Sukarno and Hatta declared independence. The Dutch tried to take back their colony, starting a 4-year war for independence. Indonesians from all backgrounds fought together, creating a strong feeling of national identity. The revolution united people who once identified by island or ethnic group under one flag. In 1949, pressure from other countries forced the Dutch to recognize Indonesia's independence. The new nation was born from struggle, but building a stable country proved just as hard as winning freedom. The challenge changed from fighting to governing. Indonesia now faced the task of making unity real. Indonesia's geography is both a gift and a problem. Sitting on the Pacific Ring of Fire, it's one of the world's most active volcanic countries. Rich soils come with the constant threat of eruptions, earthquakes, and tsunamis. The 2004 tsunami killed over 170,000 people in Aceh, a clear reminder of nature's power. Managing disasters is a never-ending job for the government. Jakarta, the capital, is sinking, flooded by rising seas and land that is going down. The government's big solution? Move the capital to Borneo. Governing Indonesia means always reacting to environmental problems. Leaders must be good at handling crises, always adjusting to what is unpredictable. With over 700 local languages, Indonesia's founders made a brave choice: use Malay, not Javanese, as the national language. Renamed Bahasa Indonesia, it was a neutral common language, avoiding showing favor to one ethnic group. Promoted through schools and media, it became a strong tool for unity. People kept their local languages for daily life but used Bahasa Indonesia for national identity. The saying, Bhinneka Tunggal Ika, unity in diversity, shows this idea. Yet balancing unity and local self-rule is a constant challenge. Giving more power to local governments helps, but brings risks of corruption and breaking apart. Building connections across Indonesia's many differences is a never-ending job. The language of unity is both a solution and something that needs daily discussion. Holding the nation together requires constant give and take. At Indonesia's heart is Pancasila, a 5-principle philosophy suggested by Sukarno in 1945. Its ideas, belief in one God, fair treatment of people, unity, agreement-based democracy, and social fairness, aim to bring together the country's vast differences. The first principle confirms religion's role without making Indonesia an Islamic state, balancing worldly and religious interests. Pancasila's democracy, based on agreement, reflects traditional ways of making decisions, avoiding rule by the majority that could push minorities aside. Promoted as the nation's main idea that holds it together, Pancasila has been both a force for unity and a way for political control. Its use has been argued about, especially during strict rule and in today's democracy. Despite problems, Pancasila remains the key framework for Indonesia's many different groups. It's a unique solution to the challenge of governing such a diverse country. Governing Indonesia is one of the world's toughest jobs. Leaders face volcanoes, earthquakes, sinking cities, and the challenge of uniting thousands of islands. Groups wanting to separate, religious tensions, and unfair wealth distribution threaten national unity. Climate change and rising seas bring new dangers, while global competition adds pressure. Yet Indonesia's ability to bounce back is amazing. For over 75 years it has survived, changing from strict rule to democracy and getting through countless problems. This ability to bounce back comes from the spirit of its people, the daily practice of being accepting and helping each other, or gotong royong. Diversity, once a challenge, is now Indonesia's greatest strength. The nation is a living experiment in having many different groups, proving that unity is possible even with huge differences. The future will bring more challenges, but history suggests Indonesia will last. The ground may shake and storms may come, but the island's journey continues. Indonesia is held together by the strong will of its people. Its unlikely story is far from over.